PTM here, Tuesday, January 10th. What's up, Dave?
What's up, man?
You like that? I gave the date there. That was nice.
Yeah, this show really gets better every day.
It does. It does. We're just
Big
making strides.
Big enhancements.
What's up? Rough one last night.
Yeah, last night was weird. I think it all started with college football just being a total dud.
60-point blowout.
Right. And after that, like, the whole sports world just gave up. So,
Not Zach Levine. Not Zach Levine.
No, Zach Levine was pretty good. Jaylen Brown was looking great. And then, I don't know what happened.
It was a Tatum night. What can I say?
It was a Tatum night. That's the risk you take when you got two superstars. And, we had some other good wins, but yeah, that last game was
it was just a blowout. The Kings were up. I think at one point it was like 40-20, and then it was like 80-40. They were playing great defense, and they were just scoring at will. So.
Which they don't usually do. So.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
On to the next one then.
We will turn the page. All right, so tonight we got seven games.
A lot for a Tuesday.
If you look at it on paper, it's like, wow, this is going to be an exciting night. But then when you dive into the stories on the player injuries, it's actually shaping up to be a little bit of a dud. But we're gonna go through, I think, 4 of the 7, and we're gonna find as many gems as we can.
All right.
How does that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
All right, so let's start with Let's start with the 7:30 game. We got the Hornets at the Raptors.
Okay.
Hornets are 11-30. Wow, imagine having 30 losses at this time of the year. Right? They're like,
it's bad.
For the talent they have on that team, that's really bad.
Yeah, they've had so many guys in and out, though. They lost Miles Bridges. He's a big part of that team. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
So I think they're going to be one of the main Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes participants.
Could be. Raptors are 17-23, so they're also having a bit of a disappointing season. We were both high on the Raptors, doing some things in the East, but you never know.
Some rumors of a sell-off coming.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw some articles saying their asking price on their players is astronomical, though. So if you do that, you're not going to move anybody.
I wouldn't break it up. They got a good core there of guys that played for a long time together. I think you bring another guy in and the right guy. I don't know. Why break that up?
Right. They should go out and get LeBron.
Yeah, there you go.
Throw LeBron on that team, and that's a championship team.
Yeah. Also, you've had a terrible season from Fred VanVleet, you know. So he's not this bad. So if you're having a good season from him, and but whatever. Let's
Yeah. All right. The only major injury on the Hornets side was Oubre is still out. Hayward looked like he will probably play.
I saw doubtful on the injury report.
Oh, doubtful? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so the Raptors are -7.5. The Sharps were on the Raptors, minus the points, and over 230.5. So I think this is the highest scoring projected game of the night.
Most games involving the Hornets are.
Yeah.
So, matchup-wise, we could target bigs and wings against the Hornets, and surprisingly forwards against Toronto. I was a little surprised by that. That's not on the full season. That's just over the last month. So some recent stuff there that we can definitely take advantage of, and that's where I ended up landing on today's game.
You like PJ again, don't you?
I like PJ again, yeah.
He's one of the hotter guys in the league right now.
Yeah, he is. Plus, you have so you got the great matchup for forwards. The other 2 guys who play forward for Charlotte are not in this game, Gordon Hayward and Kelly Oubre. So it's all him. You look at his last 5 away games, 22 points, 23 points, 14 points, 22 points, and 24 points. His line tonight's 14.5, and it's only minus 108. So I love that for PJ. Given that recent scoring output, I also love him at 20 plus points tonight at plus 300. I think that's a great bet. A lot of value there. And then another sneaky one I found on him are his steals and blocks.
Yes.
Were you on that?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's got what's he got? A steal in 8 of his last 10 games, right? And 2 in his last 2.
Yeah, and the blocks and the blocks as well. So I did steals and blocks together. He's done it in 9 of 10. It's 1.5, and it's minus 121. He's done it in 9 of his last 10 games. He's been getting there. You see, I think he's done the blocks in 8 of 10, and he's done steals independently in 8 of 10, and then together he's done it in 9 of 10, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's what I started with steals and blocks, and then I landed on steals. Just
really?
Because you could take it from 2 down to 1.
Gotcha. Okay.
Although the Raptors, I think, are the only caution there is they're one of the better.
Yeah, they're not so turnover prone.
They're actually the best team in the league.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so they average 12.1 turnovers per game. In their last 3 games, they're averaging 8.7. So proceed with caution on the steals.
All right. That was all I had on Charlotte.
Okay. I had one other pick on Charlotte. I got Mason Plumlee. Going back to it. He gets the
assists?
He gets a disproportionate amount of airtime on this show. I don't know why we always go back to him, but no, I need help figuring out which of these lines to
Duke
play.
Bias.
It might be, but you're often on him as well.
No, I know. I'm just joking.
So let me just go back. I kind of had this impression that big men, even though that wasn't the matchup you called out, but big men have been just dominating the Raptors of late.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to go the last, what do we got? 7 games.
Okay.
Here's what, the big men have done against the Raptors.
Okay.
Nurk, 14 and 18.
Okay.
So 14 points, 18 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson, 10 points, 18 rebounds. Brook Lopez, 9 points, 19 rebounds. In the same game, Giannis had 30 points, 21 rebounds.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one. Miles Turner is your next one?
Miles Turner, 18 points, 10 rebounds. In the same game, Smith had 11 points, 11 rebounds. This one, Ayton didn't have a great game, but Landale, who's the backup center in Phoenix, had 6 points, 11 rebounds. Steven Adams, the game before, 14 points, 17 rebounds. And Zubac, the game before, 23 points, 16 rebounds. So whoever's playing center is just like dominating on the boards. So I think the best play here would probably be Plumlee rebounds over 10.5, which he's done in 3 of his last 5 games. He's also been scoring a lot of late. He's averaging 16.4 points per game in his last 5 games, and his line is 12.5.
Okay.
So if you want to put them together, you could do points and rebounds at 22.5, which he has crossed in 4 of his last 5 games. He's been averaging 28.5. So those are your really 3 options. Do you do rebounds? Do you do points? Do you do points and rebounds? What do you think?
I like having the rebounds in there. I think I like the points and rebounds. I think that's where I would go.
It just like the rebound totals, if you go through all the guys I just said, that's an average of like 15 plus rebounds per game for all those centers. I mean, it's insane. Yeah. So I
didn't put them out in there just because they're good matchups. So on my sheet here, there's over the last month there's been 9 impact games by big men against Toronto, which is like middle of the pack. For comparison's sake, there's been Atlanta's number 1 at Atlanta, New Orleans, and Utah number 1 at 13. And Memphis is the best at only 3. So that's where they fall.
All right.
I like it.
So we'll go with points and rebounds, 22.5.
All right.
All right. Moving on? Or you got anybody on the Raptors side?
No, I couldn't. I don't know. There's good matchups here for sure. I mean, Charlotte's the place to target, but I don't know. I dug deep into Siakam. I just couldn't find something that seemed super appealing. I looked into OG because it's a good matchup for him, but nothing. So we're passing here.
I'm trying to remember. There was somebody on the, I think it might have been Scotty Barnes. He had some either blocks or steals or something that was somewhat attractive, but not good enough.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on. So next game is the TNT game. We got OKC at Miami. Amazing that they gave OKC a TNT game.
Yeah.
18-22 on the season. Miami's 21-20. Big injury, I guess, on the Miami side is Kyle Lowry is out for this game. Duncan Robinson also still out. Miami's -4.5. Sharps were on Miami -4.5, and the total is 224.5.
All right. Matchup wise, going up against Miami on the season forward, they're leading against forwards, but over the last month, they're actually there's no position you'd want to target Miami against. So I put forwards in there, but proceed with caution. OKC, we've been talking about wings against OKC. I think it's the number one matchup at the wing position over the full season. And over the last month, I think they're like tied for third. And then you can also look at forwards and bigs against the Thunder. So all that being said, proceed with caution, blah, blah, blah. I ended up on OKC's forward, Josh Giddey, against...
Yes.
Nice.
I was too. Nice.
So did you go straight points?
Yeah, 15.5 points,
yeah,
plus
right.
100.
That's what I got to. You look at his last game against Miami, 19, 11, and 7. Nice line there. He's done it in last 6 of 8 overall, last 7 of 10 on the road, and it's plus 100.
And if you look, his last game, he only had 10 points, right? So that was one of the 2 that he missed in the last 8.
Yeah.
That was against Dallas, which obviously is a tough matchup. But he also, if you dive into that deeper, he had 5 fouls. So he was in foul trouble. So I think as long as he stays out of foul trouble tonight.
Nice. Nice little extra digging there. I like that.
Little digging. Yeah. So I like Josh Giddey as well.
Nice. The other one I looked at, just to get back to my roots here, are these 3-leg parlays. I like them for a guy like Giddey because he fills up the stat sheet across the board. So I put him at 15 points. So just bringing it down 1 from where we were at on the previous one we liked. I like him at 5 rebounds. It's not available right now, so I did this parlay at 4 rebounds just to see where the odds would be. But I actually 5 he's done in 10 straight games. So 4 he's also obviously done in 10 straight, and then 4 assists, which he's done in his last 8 of 10. So 15, 4, and 4 is plus 128. If you make it 15, 5, and 4, when you'll be able to do that later, you'll probably get close to plus 200, I'd imagine. So
yeah,
something to look at there.
Yeah, you should try playing around on DraftKings. They'll let you.
Oh, they have those adjusted lines.
Yeah, they'll let you use the adjusted lines before FanDuel. So.
Oh, okay, all right.
But yeah, I like that. Although I personally will like to just keep it simple.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying this is if you want the extra juice, this is what people come to the pod for, my friend.
Right. We post the minus 120s, but if you want the juicy stuff,
gotta listen.
You gotta endure 40 minutes of us.
You can play it on 1.5 speed.
Yeah,
highly recommended.
Highly recommended.
All right, moving on.
I actually want to find a way to just speak at 1.5 speed, but
like the micro machines, man.
I haven't really haven't practiced that enough to try it on the pod yet. All right. Anybody on the Miami side?
No, I think Butler and Hero. I posted that up earlier. I think it's good matchups for them. The 2 wings for Miami. So but there's no line. I don't think there's lines out yet. Anyway.
No.
Yeah.
No. What about Bam? Rebounds.
Seems like, rebounds.
Seems like he could be right. OKC is terrible at rebounding, so that might be worth looking into later as well.
Yeah, the reason I stay, they're actually OKC is they're tied for like the fifth worst team against big men. There's only been 6 impact games by big men over the last month, so that wasn't they weren't popping. But, just a single spot like that, rebounds is probably a decent play. I'll take a look at that.
When you talk about impact games, is that inclusive of all stats, or is it just
impact games
points?
means a 35 point or more fantasy, 35 fantasy points.
All right, so it's inclusive,
which is pretty good. If you look across the board at guys, basically I landed on 35 points because if you just take a random guy and look at his line, if he scored over 35 points, it would be like he would be clearing, for the most part, the lines that you would bet him at. That's kind of where I got to that from.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Scientific. I like that. All right. What do we got next? My notes are so jumbled today because I was just appalled by the number of players that were out.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hone in on this Phoenix Golden State game, and it was just like there's no props available. So
because Steph's coming back tonight.
Steph's maybe to come back. I think he'll play a little bit, probably restricted to 20 minutes. And on the Phoenix side, nobody's playing.
Yeah.
Paul is out. Booker's still out. I think.
Don't sleep. I saw you. I think you saw the post this morning, right?
Yeah.
Shamit face and Dwayne Washington. Don't sleep on these guys tonight. It's a great matchup for both of them. So
Shamit's questionable, but Washington
put up
like
22
him.
last game.
Yeah, he's not afraid to just jack up
I like
threes.
him a lot tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to dig into his lines when they come out later.
All right, cool. That's good. Good little tease there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Oh, okay. So we got a good narrative on this one. We got Cleveland at Utah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Right. So everybody and their mother is thinking Donovan Mitchell is just going to put up 100 points tonight.
Oh, could
what
he
do
not?
you think?
What do I think?
Utah's getting 3 points. Total is 226.5. Sharps were on the under. Didn't really have a take on the side. Utah's battling a couple injuries. They got Olynyk out, and Sexton just continues to remain out. I know you're favoring the big guys on Cleveland. I think that's the direction you're going to go. But let me hear your thoughts.
All right. So the first, let's just look at the matchups here real quick. Combo guards against Cleveland, really the only spot you can feel like super confident. Not super confident, but somewhat confident going up against Cleveland. And then on the Utah side, bigs and wings are who we can look at there.
Right.
So who is Utah's combo guard? It's Jordan Clarkson, former Cleveland Cavalier for 2 seasons. 20 and a half.
I thought he was a jazz guy his whole career. I didn't realize.
No. 2 seasons at in Cleveland before, and I think he started his career at the Lakers. I think, a few seasons there. 20 and a half points. It's minus 125. He's done in his last 7 of 10 overall and his last 8 of 10 at home. In a very good matchup for him. I like this quite a bit. Next, we can't talk about this game without obviously talking about Donovan Mitchell here. The line's high, 28.5. He's been a little cold lately, so it's a little scary, but I love it. Especially, he's already played Utah once this season, but it was in Cleveland. I love when the guy goes back to his hometown. He probably still owns his house in Salt Lake City. You know, he's gonna sleep there tonight and whatever. So I really like that. And I like these two guys. So that was minus 125, 28.5 points over. This is just a gut play. There's not a lot of recent stuff that would lead us to really be on this play heavy. But yeah.
Well, I think the other way to approach this is just he's either gonna like put 20 points up and be a dud, or he's gonna put up a monster showing. So I'm looking at the most extreme play you could do for him.
40
40 points is plus 550, but if you put it with 5 threes, which is what he's going to need probably to get to 40 points, that juices it up to plus 1,000.
Wow.
So
it's a great flyer to take tonight.
I mean, to me, I'd throw a little something on it.
Yeah.
We'll even put that up on Twitter as a not as an official play, but just a give it a couple bucks.
It's a nice fan bet.
A fan bet, yeah. Because if he does, if he does want to come out and make a point, he's going to be shooting a lot of threes.
Yeah. I like that. The other two, I also looked in. I like both of these guys tonight. So I looked into one putting Mitchell and Clarkson together. If you put Mitchell at 25 and Clarkson at 20, it's plus 125. So I thought that was nice. And then can't leave the big men out. It's a great matchup against Utah. So the guy I landed on was Jared Allen. When they played Utah on December 19th, he had 20 points and 11 rebounds. So then I kind of did what you just did against Toronto. I looked at the other teams who are terrible against bigs. What did he do against them recently? So you got San Antonio, 16 points. Dallas, 14 points. Indiana, 19 points. His line's 13.5 tonight. It's minus 104. Those were all on the road, too, and he's on the road tonight. Yeah. So it's a good matchup, and the other teams that are right on par with Utah in terms of defending bigs, he had success against. So I like that. You can also take a look at his double-double. It's plus 120.
I saw that as well. I saw that plus 112. Depends where you look, but
okay.
His rebound line was 9.5 at minus 125. So it's almost like, and his points line, like you said, is 13.5. So it's almost like if you're going to bet the rebound line, you might as well just take the double-double because he's probably going to get 10 points.
Yeah.
You're basically just getting a better version of the rebound bet. But you like the straight points at 13.5?
I like the points. Yeah, I just felt there seemed to be more volatility in the rebounds than the points. Given the splits I looked at. So yeah, I kind of felt a little bit more comfortable on the points, and it's minus 104, which was nice.
Yeah, I did a lot of digging on Allen, and I walked away feeling somewhat uncomfortable about him. But I did like what he put up against them last time. Like 20 and 11, I think is what you said.
Yep.
So that was pretty good. His double-double also, just for reference, he's put up a double-double in 44% of games. So that's also pretty compelling there.
Yeah.
But I dug into Mobley as an alternative.
Okay, nice.
So what I liked with him, he was also not a slam dunk, but like a good layup, I would say. So Mobley, I like 12 points and 8 rebounds. He's had 12 points in 7 out of 10 of his last games. 8 rebounds in 7 out of his last 10 games as well. Put those together, you get plus 110.
Say that again?
So 12 points and 8 rebounds.
8 rebounds, okay.
He's very consistent. If you look at Allen's variability on rebounding and points, it's like kind of up and down, up and down. Mobley stays within, kind of like a plus, 10, 15% of that mark. So he's a lot more consistent. A few other things. Just ironically, on December 19th, when they played last, he had 12 points, 8 rebounds, exactly, in 31 minutes. And if you look at his average minutes played in the last 5 games, he's averaging 34.2 minutes. So his playing time has increased 10% from kind of compared to his previous matchup against the Jazz, and we're just asking him to repeat his performance. So I kind of like that.
Nice, yeah. Both 2 great matchups from both these big men against Utah. So yeah, I'm glad you dug into Mobley a little bit more because I kind of keyed in on Allen and just went there. So yeah, I like that.
All right, cool. Anybody else in this game?
No, that's it.
We've given this game enough airtime.
Yeah.
All right, and then what was the final game? We got Orlando at Portland. Portland's minus 7.5 in the game. The Sharps are on Portland minus 7.5, and then the total was 230. I struggled to find much in this game. I have one play, which I'm hoping you have the same, but go ahead.
This is the guy we've been on recently.
Yeah, he's
Mr. Markel Fultz.
Yep, he was the most compelling play.
So both these teams surprisingly have been very good defensive teams especially over the last month. But the one position on both sides that you could target are point guards. So I was actually pretty surprised with how good. I mean, you have Orlando, just real quick. I mean, they're the best. They've been the best team against the wing position. Only 2 impact games over the last month.
Yeah.
Where else? Big men, only 5 impact games over the last month. That's number 2.
That's kind of like where they're strong, right?
Yeah.
They have a lot of forward depth. Yeah. So,
but even combo guards, only 2 impact games over the last month.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've been really good. So all that being said, I landed on Markel Fultz, and I got him. Did you like him with points? I
looked at his points. I looked at his rebounds. I looked at his assists because they're all like.
Yeah.
But the one that has the best hit rate is actually his par.
Okay.
So his par was 21.5. He's hit that 9 of his last 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 115.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a comfortable bet. I mean, it's like he gets 22, 23, 20. You know what I mean? Like he's flirting with this. But probably my second favorite behind that would be points.
Okay. So did you look at his splits on back-to-backs?
I did not.
Okay. So I looked at his he's got some real nice splits on back-to-backs. His last 3 games on 0 rest, assists in the assist department, 9, and 9.
Wow.
If you look, and his line tonight's 5.5 assists and is plus 125. So I think that might be the way to go here. The other one I liked was rebounds and assists because he is pretty good rebounding as well. His last 3 games on back-to-back, the line's 9.5 and it's minus 115. His last 3 games on a back-to-back, 14, 16, and 15.
Yeah.
And then just straight up, he's cleared 9.5 rebounds and assists in his last 4 or 5 and 7 of 10.
Yeah. I think rebounding, though, even though we played that 2 or 3 games ago, is probably his least consistent stat. He seems to probably have the most consistency around points, then assists, then rebounding. So,
I like the assist. 5.5 assists plus money.
The assist is good. He fell short last night. We talked about 5.5 yesterday as well. He finished with 5. But again, that was a sloppy game. And I don't expect Orlando to be very good tonight either, right? Like
on a back-to-back, yeah.
On a back-to-back, like coming off of a blowout. Like, I don't know. But yeah. But 6 the
other thing I don't love, it's a good point guard matchup, but they also have Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs. So it's like big men on on the Celtics where you have Horford and both Williams. There's a lot, it could go a bunch of different ways. So that's also some of the risk we have here.
Okay.
But, and then, do you have anything on Portland?
No, I mean I looked at Dame because I saw you posted him as a player to key in on, but his consistency on scoring is like all over the place.
Yeah. So I do have a play on Dame.
Okay.
A couple reasons why. Orlando is number 29th in the league in opponent 3-point frequency. All right. If you look at my matchup sheet here, the top 5 teams to target point guards against: Denver, Lakers, Magic, Rockets, and T-Wolves. Okay.
Yeah.
So luckily we have 3 games within the last month of Dame playing those teams. He's played Denver once and Minnesota twice, all at home, which he's at home tonight. Denver on December 8th, 40 points. Minnesota, December 10th, 36 points. Minnesota, December 12th, 38 points. And now you have another team who's right up there, right between Denver and Minnesota in point guard matchup. I think this is a great spot for Dame tonight, 28.5 points over.
All right. I mean, it seems a logical play. Magic also are going to have tired legs, so it seems like he could really exploit them tonight. So
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I just didn't love his consistency.
Yeah, no. If I didn't do that extra digging, I wouldn't have landed on this. Like, if you just look at his last 5, last 10, it's not there. It's like it's definitely not compelling enough. But you do a little extra digging, and you see that where he's exploded, it's been against these teams. So I think it's a good spot for him.
The one thing I did notice on him, I'm trying to pull it up. Maybe you have it there, but
What?
I did notice even though his points scoring is fairly inconsistent.
Yeah.
His
Threes?
his threes are more consistent. Well, not really.
Not really.
No. And his
Especially
line
at home. You look at his last game: 3, 1, 11, 3, 9, 5, 1, 3, 2, 4. He's all
Never
over
mind.
the place.
Yeah, and his 3-point attempts have come down quite a bit. So, all right, I'm lukewarm on that, but
Okay.
yeah, he, maybe we'll just put him at 40 points with Donovan Mitchell at 40 points.
That's not bad.
Because the two of them are either going to score 20 or 40 probably tonight. So.
That's a good spot with Orlando back to back. I like where your head's at, Dave. I like that play.
Could be fun.
Yeah, 35 and 35 maybe.
All right, so we talked about Phoenix and Golden State, and then the last game was really Dallas and L.A. Clippers. Yeah, Paul George is out. Luka is questionable. Total 221. Hard pass.
For sure. That was the first game I X'd out over here. I wanted no part of that game.
Yeah. The only guy I saw there that might be a good play would be Kawhi, just with George out.
Yeah.
But again, I don't love playing against Dallas just because their defense is pretty tough.
Yeah. The one of the game, just to point out real quick for our lovely listeners, Detroit, Philly. You got 2 great matchups in this game. I don't know if Embiid plays or not. I think he probably does.
He was questionable.
But if he doesn't, you could go to Montrez for sure. But Biggs against Detroit is an amazing target. So I would look to. I love it if Embiid actually doesn't play. Harrell would be a great, and he's been playing well lately too. And then combo guards against Philly. So that's Jaden Ivey. I think he's a great play tonight as well. So.
Yeah. And on the Detroit side, Bogdanovich is now out.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And also Jalen Duren is out.
Mm.
So that supports your bigs against Detroit because they're getting thin. They got Duren out, they got Bagley out. So now it's really just who's left. Isaiah
take that
Stewart.
Rebound line. Whoever's playing center for Philly.
So yeah, that's a good idea. Keep an eye on that game. Once they announce if Embiid's playing, he might just go crazy in this game. It feels like Philly hasn't played in a long time either. So nicely rested.
Yeah. All right.
That'll do it.
Well done. We'll post these up on Twitter, and then we'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right. Bye.